Hello, welcome to UNFIX NYC. My name is Yoko, the artistic director of UNFIX NYC. Thank you, UNFIX Festival, for hosting our festival in your festival. And I thank you, artist Jacopo, who created this. I was just like, I was moved by watching and inspired. It's just one comment before moving into conversation. I think it's sometimes. It's amazing to human imagination that I created the whole story in my mind. And probably everyone has a different story. And I think that's one of the beauty of art, that its viewer or audience create their own. And before moving forward, I just give some credit for, so the Jacopo, the company, Pindarica company, and thank you, Jacopo, Paolo, Matteo, Oscar, and Masiliano for sound design. And thank you so much for creating this in this time in your studio, creative studio. So UNFIX NYC is New York City version of UNFIX Festival. And what is the New York City version is New York City is very diverse and culture and background. People come and goes. And usually we do in person. And this year, I'm really thankful to UNFIX Festival to including us so that we could create connection with other people who is in different location, that it's resonate to our vision and belief system. That's different. Sorry, that's a language is wrong. Then what I really embrace in UNFIX NYC every year is meeting people, creating the similar purpose, same purpose, to creating that awareness of ecology. And it's what is UNFIX, Michael always said, as I so resonate, is what is happening inside of us is reflecting and what is happening outside. And our transformation is to the transformation. So that I believe the community power and believe the connection between people. So I invited for next section the conversation that Brian Rhinehart, who directed my piece at the UNFIX NYC, Ma on the Edge, which is a site-specific piece, and you can only watch on demand. And he directed the last piece because all episodes are going to the one by one, but last one has to be a group piece. And then just like Jacopo is, yes, he's on a screen, but he's crew around it, surrounded to create the teamwork. And theater has always collaboration and team, and that we were limited in the past year. So like I invited this international art and ecology festival that usually they are not in the same space, but I could make this happen because of online this year. Of course, there is many topic around that, but so I'm not talking more than that. Please, Brian, turn on your video, and Jacopo, turn on your video. And Brian is a theatrical director. He directed a lot of my piece, and then it's now I'm connecting these two artists from Italy, Jacopo and Brian, and see what conversation might happen here. So can I leave?
You're good.
Good. Okay, I'm leaving. Call me if you need.
Got it. Oh, Jacopo. You know, I've been a huge fan of your work since I first saw it. When I first took in your work, I just found it to be so lively and playful and fun. And now you've gone to an even more meaningful, emotional place that I love as well. But what impresses me most of all is that you've created an original and singular form of theater all your own. So I just want to start off the conversation by asking you, how did you become interested in physical theater? Where did your interest in the hands as a mode of expression begin?
Oh, first of all, thank you to Yoko to invited me, and thank you Brian, and thank you to Pindarica Company, Paolo, and all the people that made this possible. First of all, then I answer your question. First, the first moment it was a problem that I had when I was 12. I had a rheumatic disease with my hands, so I had my hands really I had huge pain, and then I started to do exercises. After probably 6-7 years, I start to play guitar just to moving my hands. In the years of university, I studied mudra from India to let me more focused when I need to pass exams, and then because I have a little bit ADHD. So doing something with my hands make me more improve my attention. Then when I was 25, I met the incredible world of Atelier Teatro Fisico, Filippo Radice, based in Turin. And then I meet my mentor, my master, my teacher, and now my friend, Filippo Radice, that give me a lot of kicks and smash me for a couple of years. And then I started to learn and how to learn. And this is the beginning of my story with my hands, because in one moment he said to me, "Oh, this could be nice. This hand technique. It could be something new." And then here we are.
How does you know, this time was different, obviously. Well, for me anyway, in that now you're in the room with your creations. How does this change your approach? And it's beautiful, by the way. We get to see that face experiencing and emoting, and it adds another dimension it's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, but I didn't understood the.
Well, now instead of it used to be you were in the darkness and all we saw were the characters that you were creating with your hands. Now you are you're in tandem with the creation on the stage. And how has that changed the sort of expressive approach to your art, I would say?
Oh, is yeah. How can I explain it? I trained in different way to be able to do this. There is something that is just a logical fact. If I move hands in front of my face, there is no contrast. If I do this and play here, you can see me. You can see the hands, not me. Then you can focus on a part of the body, because if me and a part of my body are present in the same time, you still watch my face. If I do this, you watch what I see. Okay, if I perform in front of you with both hands and face, it could be difficult to catch exactly what I need. And in the piece that we just see, I decided to be both. In some moments I disappear, some moments I am a character in the act. So it's a focus. Is a focus. Yes, it's a question of focus.
Right. You know, I personally have been working on for the last few years on site-specific theater. I enjoy letting the room speak, you know, and letting or creating the situation where the actors step aside and let the space take center stage, kind of. And that's because, and this is how I think my art, and definitely the art that I've been making with Yoko, connects to UNFIX, in that space shapes the way we understand our world, our place on the planet. It orients ourselves to other human beings. So for us, when we chose a public park, or basically Yoko chose, it was perfect for me because it's a kind of metaphor for return to normalcy, right? We've been stuck in a room for the last year, and it's been, well, at least for me, it's been miserable because there's been no way to connect with other people, to connect with nature because of all the fear surrounding the pandemic. So yeah, like I said, it was kind of like a metaphor for return to normalcy. We could, you know, we were out in nature. People could walk right through the pieces that we were making, because that's kind of what I've always tried to do is eliminate the distance between performance and the audience.
It is a question that I want to do to you.
Mhm.
About your art,
Yeah.
and because I want to understand not exact, but what was the position in your art during the pandemic, and also what about your need and urgency? Were they still burning and alive during the pandemic to you? So what you did? What you
You know,
did with your burning ideas?
well, you know, that's a good question, because the pandemic interrupted a massive show that I had been planning for about a year, in another site-specific show that was trekking. The audience basically moves through a park, Sunset Park, and it was also immersive, but we had 250 characters, and we had already cast over 40 actors, and it all just came to a stop, you know. So the everything is on hold. So that bothered me a lot, because we had the rights to the park, and we had gone to all this, to this effort to set up this site-specific show, where, again, the most important thing was the park itself, and so that all stopped, and really what I did was I turned inward, and I started writing more, and and publishing, and actually working on devising through Zoom. And I hate to say it, but I learned so much, and it was a beautiful experience, to have to completely change my aesthetic and the way I looked at my art. And at the end of the day, I feel like now I have another set of tools as an artist, but it was very lonely, and it was like being in a dungeon, or in a cave somewhere, and it hurt. It hurt me, because of the lack of connection with other human beings, real connection, the physical connection. So yeah, it's been a strange year.
Yeah, and about the connection with people, I think that of course I do something with my own two hands, but without many other hands, I cannot do nothing. And I was just no more than 1 week ago, I was really in pain a mother that needs to give the birth to a child, and I have to say thank you to Matteo Cionini, my friend and colleague in Pindeca company, because he was like an obstetrician to me, gave me the opportunity to release my ideas and then talk. And for the first moment after more than 1 month of gestation, I felt like a boy in front of the teacher during an interrogation, and I'm not sure to know every answer. So I was exactly in the point of view of the beginner.
Yeah.
And then he said, okay, so take a breath, and I need to do some commissions. I have to go away for half hour. Then you sit there on the ground, take all your stuff, and make 3 minutes. Okay, then you will show me. Bye bye. And I said, yes, man. I do it. And then and my brain just gave the birth of this the first 6 minutes, and in a couple of hours I integrate every piece of the puzzle. Then I needed to share all this process with also Matteo and Paolo at the camera, because this is also cinema at the service of theater. Okay, and the light design. The light design, it was really important to give all the perspective, because the first person is a demiurge, then hands that become something, and Yoko really catch the point before saying that probably every person in the public can have a different ideas of what I did, because I just give suggestion. And connecting to the site-specific performance that you do as director, I can say that my site-specific is the brain of people inside the mind. Because if I do some of my characters, please, Paolo, can you give
Yeah.
if I make one of my characters, this one is Mr. Piccolino. Okay, you can see 2 eyes. Hello, it's me. Hello, yeah. Okay, if I do this, you can see eyes, mouth, maybe a nose, the tongue. But come on, it's just your hands. So it's your imagination that create the show. I just give you a suggestion, and that is the minimalism I choose to be on stage.
Yeah, I love it. So once you got into the studio, everything changed because you were able to collaborate with other human beings. What happened during that year when we were all locked down?
Okay, I spend a lot of time with my hands doing this. And then but I spend too much time in front of a computer.
Yeah.
And I really studied a lot of things, and I spend half day in front of a screen, and that is to me is exactly the moment in the piece we have just seen, that I do this, I click. That moment, my face is exactly the face I had for several months after 8 hours in front of a screen.
Oof.
So completely astonished and a little bit full full of information, but also I think that there is something common and to everybody. So the point is that from all this loneliness and this loss of contact between people, we all start to be really more cynic, with cynism and in a bad way. So inside everybody of us grew up negativity and also hate true and against the humanity. So this is one of the points that really moved to me to create something for UNFIX NYC, because I think that our hands could be used in for something good or something bad. It's probably is not too clever, this concept, but I think that we can fix something with hands.
Wow.
And I have a question to you.
That's good though. I like that a lot. Go ahead.
Because I think that as Yoko always told to me, what can do a dancer in front of a problem so huge like the war or the pollution or an island like big like Texas in the ocean. A dancer can dance because a dancer is supposed to dance. Is what he does. So I have a question for you. What was the people response once you were back on stage and doing a performance? Because I think that after more than 1 year without contact and without art, just maybe on the couch watching Netflix, so people are not engaged.
Right.
And I want to know something about your emotion when you see people engaged and people moved in their soul.
Yeah, you know, the thing for me was that I was able to make the transition to Zoom theater. And there which is basically filmic, you know, it's more about creating. It wasn't live. It was basically like creating videos, and I have to say that it was actually I learned so much, and it was very rewarding. But at the same time, again, getting back out there and working with Yoko and working in a space, again, I think that space is so important to being a human being and to understanding our planet. And what you said about hands and you know, what we can do with them really resonates with me, because Yoko and I, what we do is so much more direct in terms of, you know, Yoko, especially one of the pieces from Ma on the Edge was Yoko's fantastic plastic costume. And then she would disappear into the space. And you didn't know that she wasn't just a pile of trash until she basically invisibly interacted with an audience, and the audiences were so surprised by this, you know, that I found that to be incredibly rewarding. Otherwise, I have not been until Ma on the Edge. I have not been working with other people and collaborating, and that just makes all the difference. But you know, and like you said, it's we both have different ways to express our ideas and our concerns about the environment with our audiences. We both have different ways of teaching our audiences, and I love the way you approach it with just your hands, and what are you doing with the hands? Because it forces the audience to question their choices in life. Just like, Yoko would, as this pile of trash, thank people for putting garbage into the garbage can as opposed to throwing it down on the ground. But hey, listen,
thank you for mentioning me a lot, guys. We have the audience in at this moment.
Oh, yay.
So please, the audience, if you can turn on your video and then let us know if you cannot turn on video, because it's a technical problem may happen. If you are watching in UNFIX Festival website, there is a link to joining in from under the live stream. Nice, Jacopo, what you're doing is zoom into your face. Oh, the same size with me. Yeah, so let us know if you cannot join. Like if you are camera on, please camera on. A little bit more frank to the casual conversation about this hands in space. So thank you, Brian and Jacopo, having a dialogue and a conversation, which wouldn't happen if we don't have the online festival this year. And as you guys both mentioned, like Brian and Jacopo, we're live performer, live theater. It's kind of this shifted us into new era, new evolving era. Yeah, so audience, let us know. Oh yeah, Bob, you can join. Great. Saki, you can also turn on too, please. Everyone join. If Michael, if you're seeing it, please turn on as well if you can. Great. It somehow it's from a website is difficult to turn on. that's I think I'm seeing the message.
Yeah, I was trying to promote Bob.
Yeah. Yes. Yay! People came in. Yay. That would be great. So this is like a more like a frank, like a Bob. If you have some question, that's also I have some question as well. Because I don't want to share what I saw, because it's everyone's freedom. It's a freedom to take the imagination. It's imagination that Jacopo's work is provoking, and I like that you said hands does the good things and hands does the bad things. And in my imagination went like, whoa, like, whoa, like so many, like history of human beings and society and all that. It also is sometimes so beautiful things, the simple and beautiful, made me cry a couple of times. It's just personal experience. That I think as a human, we see something so beautiful. Yes, like a negative things is provoking us too, but beautiful, simple stuff it moves us, and I think that's so simple, and it's a love there, some caring, and that's it's like a huge every time. And as I remember that Brian did some physical theater show, and then he did, I think, one simple choreo. He probably don't remember, but he did some simplest choreography that his actors did, and it just struck me most deepest place because of the space that we get in our brain. And we have much more memories, and the body has memories. That's like made me a lot of think. Bob, do you have a question to artist, or because I shouldn't ask too much from me?
Yeah.
Do you have any question?
Not a question so much, just as a comment. I agree really with Brian, where I love just the hands by themselves tell their own story, and as an audience, as you were saying, like I would see human form sometimes in the hands, and then sometimes they would just be these organic objects, that had nothing to do with humans, but which was also beautiful. But whenever the light came up on your face, and then it became this much more emotional experience. And as Brian was saying, it brought a whole new dimension to the piece, which was already a wonderful piece without that dimension. So that dimension really added a depth to it, which I really liked. So I don't, I don't know. It worked. So I almost hate to ask questions to say, well, how did you do this? Because I enjoy the magic, and I enjoyed the magic. So thank you for the magic.
I think it's one of the, I asked myself question, and then provide that kind of why magicness of this piece is in UNFIX NYC, and I just asked myself, and it just seeing it's magic happens inside of us in a way. And I think that's Michael's, I always say, sorry, I'm mentioning you. I think he always says like internal transformation. That's towards the external transformation, or the seed or awakening our subconscious, and doesn't need to be like exact, like directly, okay, the plastic things you shouldn't do this, don't buy a weapon. And I mean, more like actual awareness is coming from something magic. And I think so-called art, I think art is what art can do. It's something magic. It's not lecturing. I think that because it's for me, I don't know what your Jacopo's intention, that's a jellyfish. For me, that's a jellyfish. Oh my God, jellyfish is dying. And it's like, Hayao Miyazaki, if you know Hayao Miyazaki is a movie maker, Japanese movie maker, he always environmental issues since like 80s and 70s, always. And it's telling a story of beautiful, purest story and provoke us, the audience. And actually made me change to create the work. I influenced by him a lot. So just reminding me, seeing Jacopo's work is,
Yes, Jacopo. Could you show us the jellyfish versus the plastic? I love this.
Yeah, this is the first image I had to create this piece, and this really the movement of something that have the portion of life, and then can just be floating in the water, but sometimes wants to move, has a needs, and then is alive. So, and then the plastic bag, the same form, moved by the sea and the ocean, but without light.
Yeah.
And so it's the same configuration, but performed in two different kind of
modes of reality.
Yeah. And then you can see the jellyfish diet or a plastic bag. Really, in some ways, I don't care if you get exactly the images that I perform. I just give you a suggestion, and if this is enough to move your brain and your emotion, it's okay. Exactly what I want to do. And I can also say something to I don't want to explain the magic, okay? But we can observe this magic with the eye of the science. The brain, the neocortex, is evolved through thousands of years. Is programmed to watch the movement of the hands and the movement of the tongue. So we can talk, okay? We can do things with the tongue, and we can do things with the hands. So our brain is programmed to observe, decodify the movement, and I think that when you see the hands moving in this way, your brain just is just fed by new information. Is a transaction of information, and your brain grew up a little bit, form a new connection inside. So so the hands can do this. Cool. And then start a new relationship with your body. That's why I think that physical theater is really important, and why I wanted to perform this way in this piece, because I think that the action of just one human being with his or her hands can really make the difference.
Yeah.
But only with a new knowledge and come si dice consapevolezza? Awareness. Okay, new awareness through the body.
Yeah.
If we are alive, if we breathe air with pollution, we cough. And then if we drink brown water, that is toxic. If we don't do a wood bath, walking in a forest, or sitting by a river, just let the mind be washed from the water of the river. In a while, we get overwhelmed. We can burn out. That's why we burned it out for more than 1 year, because we lost the connection with the nature.
Mm-hmm.
I can listen a podcast of whistling birds, but it's not the same thing than sitting down on a stone in mountain.
Great. I want to introduce Michael because now it's 4 minutes left. So the artistic director of the UNFIX Festival in Glasgow, Scotland. And Michael, do you want to say anything to that?
I don't want to contribute too much to this one for the simple reason that I was late to the performance. It's so busy with everything that I was running home, so I saw the first part on my phone screen and I was like, wow. And then by the time I put it on the TV screen, you changed the landscape completely. So I was like, okay, I missed something important. So I'm going to watch it later. But what I saw was really, really beautiful. And the tears at the end, wow. But I was aware that I was missing some crucial information, but I'm enjoying the conversation so much that, yeah, if there's one more question from someone else, that would be great. But it's great to meet you, Jacopo. Great to see Bob and Brian as well. And Yoko and Saki, I see you guys every day. So.
Jacopo, Michael can speak Italian, by the way.
No, non bueno, no, not well. I'm learning.
Yeah, hope like you can also connect with UNFIX Bologna because it's close.
Yeah, where di dove sei, Jacopo? Di dove sei?
From Italy, Torino.
Torino. Okay, so more north. So we have friends in Bologna doing UNFIX. So maybe you can connect with those guys.
Yes, in a couple of weeks I will be performing my show Humanity in Bologna. So
okay, we have to connect you then to the guys there. I'm going to be in which date do you perform?
I really don't know exactly the date because it's a step-by-step tour.
Okay, I'm hopefully by the middle of July I'm going to be in Bologna, so I'll try and come if I'm around.
Usually, I mean, it's a good to have always that I like to bring connect people, so that's important.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can see that we're doing the Bologna stuff from a yurt, a Mongolian yurt style thing, turned into a theater. I could see your work working very well in this setting. So yeah, maybe we can think about that.
Jacopo, definitely you should contact with Yuri and connect with Michael because it's Europe, closer, closer. And the performer from Bologna just performed right before you. I have to watch it on demand because I was like, Same as you, Mark.
It was really good.
Yeah, last things that I don't know if it's short answer to what do you think you both like Brian and Jacopo, Michael, even like I mean this is like an ongoing question for us, like you and me, Michael and me, because this is like a digital, right? Digital festival and online festival, and we believe that live performance. We do believe live performance, but we saw such a delight side of online. So like a Jacopo brand, if can you one sentence. do you believe like a future in what happened in a live performance?
Well, I just think it's another tool in our artistic toolbox. You know, it's not going to replace live performance. It's never going to replace being with other human beings in a space and breathing the air and smelling the smells and hugging the hugs. Do you know what I mean? But having said that, there's the possibilities for additions to our live work are real, and I think I'm optimistic about them.
How about you, Jacopo?
I think that I'm totally agree with Brian, and I can say that the act that I did is one performance from the beginning to the end. Is a 15 minutes performance, and I played several times to be able to do this, and it's just one recording. So I tried to be really polite and with this idea that I am a live performer, and could be the option to do a movie. So we can take different scenes and then we can put all together. But we preferred, and also is a Paolo suggestion, no, please do it, because we need to be true, to be the tears. They are exactly the what we needed, and I cannot do something different, because moving all this energy, all those symbols, all the emotion that really I had thinking about the plastic in the sea and the smog and the pollution, that moved me. And that emotion, the tears that you see, it is the truth. It's what I felt. That's it. And I give this to you all. The first person that for the one I do is myself, because I need to realize something, and then I hope you realize something.
Yeah. Right.
And doing this, I changed myself. Yeah. And then please watch this until you change something in your mind.
Well said. Well said. That's exactly we are here for. Thank you so much, Brian and Jacopo, this time. And Jacopo, thank you so much. If I didn't mention that Jacopo has been under the pandemic, create a team, create a studio, and try to leading it, even though the time.
Okay, all the names, please, can I? Okay, Pintarica Company is our company. Then Paolo Erlenghi is the cinematic director. Matteo Cionini is the coaching and the mime suggestions. Then Oscar Rositani is the light designer. And then there is the consulence of a sound designer, and his name is Massimiliano Semenzato. So all these, the crew was really important to me, and without them, there is nothing. Just a crazy man moving hands in a room.
Esatto, right? Esatto, exacto, or esatto, right? Exacto.
Can I show also Paolo? Come here.
Oh, yes.
We have to close it, Jacopo. Just show Matteo, Paolo, everyone in the room, because we're supposed to do a live performance today. Just the internet connection was a little bit unstable, so decided to pre-record it, but they are ready for the live originally. They're working so hard. So thank you so much for your all dedication, your passion, your love, your heart. And thank you, Brian, for leading the conversation, contributing your thoughts and philosophy and everything. So thank you, UNFIX, Michael, Ellie, and everyone. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Saki.
Thank you, Saki.
Okay, I have to quit.
Hi, Bob.
Lady in this room. So tomorrow we have several schedules happening on the UNFIX Festival. Started from 5 p.m. Michael.
1 p.m. actually. We have some artists in Australia who do a reading group that we were gonna. They read to you before bed, so they already did it last week. So this time we're gonna reciprocate and we're gonna read back to them at their bedtime. So there's still time to sign up for that if you want on the website. And then I don't know. After that, it's quite a long day, you know. But you have some stuff.
We have 5 p.m. UK noon. This is like 100% live performance, so we don't know what's gonna happen. But we checked. We did tech, and I'm hoping everything goes well because it's really live. And speaking of how they changed the way to using Zoom technology, live music, and projection, and then I was like, oh. So it's very exciting.
That, and then later there's a performance by an artist called Savitri that I think is going to be amazing. Some kind of sort of Buto dance stuff, but with a lot of live visuals and OBS stuff in it. And then later there is a summer solstice ritual from Bologna. So
nice.
Yeah, and that's tomorrow.
And everything is going to be on demand. I mean, most of the work, except for
most things are. Yeah.
Everyone's appreciate, Michael. I have to say here that many people told me thank you for that on demand because people can watch it.
Yeah. Well, I think it was a really good decision because there's so much stuff and everyone has different schedules and time zones. So it decreases the kind of everyone together feeling because we sold a lot of tickets, but we don't see everyone in the room at the same time. But it's okay. It's part of the experiment. So
yeah, because people responding, so that means people watching.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Great. So we will close it. So see you tomorrow.
Grazie mille, Jacopo. Thank you. Thanks, Brian. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
You can.